Hi, I'm Kristen, and today I'm going to tell you about my experience with a new basting technique. At least it's new to me. You might have already tried it, but it's a Microstitch gun. So my secret to avoid the procrastination of finishing the quilt top and not getting around to basting it for ages is to try different basting techniques. I haven't found one that I love completely that's like my go-to, so I'm still on the quest for new ones, and this is the latest technique that I've tried. So it's kind of like what you would use to put on price tags, like on clothes in a shop. You sort of, I'll show you, but you sort of push it and then a little tack comes in, and so you use that to secure the 3 layers of your quilt. So I'll show you close up, and then I'll show you how I use it on a bigger quilt, and I'll tell you all the pros and cons. Okay, so this is the gun as it comes, and it's got a pointy end, and there is a cap that goes on it, so when you store it, you want to keep that there. It comes with, or mine came with, both black and white tacks. So these are the tacks. They come on these long strips. I will try to look up exactly what size these are, because I think they do come in different sizes, but I'm pretty sure this is the standard one that you get most often. So the only difference between the black and the white is how well you can see it on your fabric. So the fabric I'm going to show you on here is gray, so I'm going to put some white ones in. I already have some white tacks in here, but I'm going to show you how you do it. So this is the top of it, and you see this little circle, and then there's the circle here. So you're just putting that in there and slotting it down in. I got the wrong end maybe. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so then it's in, and then you want to get through all 3 of your layers. So when I do this on the ground, I'm on a soft surface now. When I do this on the ground, it's on the floor, I kind of put it in sideways, and then I can feel with this whether or not I'm on the ground, even if I'm not. So here I'm on the edge, I can use my hand, but if I was like, if this was the middle of the quilt, for example, then I couldn't tell necessarily if I've got through all 3 layers unless I can feel the ground with this. So that's, or the tabletop, I guess, if you're doing it on the tabletop. Some people do have like these plastic grate things that they put underneath and they have to move around, but I didn't look into that. Anyway, so you put it in sideways, and then you just press it, and there is your tack. Okay, and it shouldn't be, so, and there it is. You see, this is, and there it is on the back. I'm not sure if you can see that because this is an old blanket, so it's got some, it's a bit deep, but there it is on the other side. So that's enough to hold it in place. If you ever see one where this is quite a bit further out, I'll try and find one and maybe take a photo if I can find one, then I would just do another one in its place, because that probably means it hasn't gone through all 3 layers. So it's super easy, and then to take them out, you just snip them. I'll show you that as I'm going along in quilting. So I think this is pretty good for people with arthritis as a pro, because this is really easy. Like, it doesn't take hardly any pressure at all to get that in there. So if you struggle with undoing and doing up pins, this might work for you. So you just lay out your 3 layers as normal. I do it on the floor. I have to use cans from my cupboard because I can't sort of tape the backing to the floor like some people do, because it would pull up the varnish. So basically just set out your 3 layers as smooth as you can, and then I'll show you how you use the tacks. So just like with when I was showing you close up, which was actually recorded after this, I start in the middle of the quilt. So I was showing you the edge when I was showing you closer up. And I'm using black tacks here just because that was what was already in the gun. So I start in the middle, and then I'm going to do each additional tack a hand width apart. So very similar to what people would tell you about if you're using curved safety pins or anything like that. The advice would be a hand width apart. So that's what I do with the tacks as well. I start in the middle, and I go across the middle layer of the quilt, so from edge to edge along the middle line. And then I keep doing that down in one direction, so down towards the bottom, and then up towards the top in the same way. Okay, so I don't necessarily need to get rid of this one just yet until I come a bit closer to it, but I'm gonna do this one just to show you. So you come up near it, and I use some tweezers to pull it up. Hopefully you can see that. And then just snip it with my snips. Okay, and there's the top. So you're left with, oh, it's disappeared. It's on there. You're left with that to throw out. And the other half is going to fall off on the back. So you might need to do a little sweep up or a hoover at the end. But that's you kind of untacked. So you don't have to go through and remove any pins at the end. You can do it as you're going, as you are quilting. Okay, so here are my pros of the Microstitch tacks. First, you can sew over the tacks without breaking a needle, which is great. If you've ever accidentally sewn up against a safety pin, you'll know what happens. The tacks are also really easy to put in. I mentioned that earlier, so if you have any problems using safety pins, this is a good option. It's much cheaper than store-bought basting spray, even though you do have to buy replacement tacks. I think a starter kit is approximately $30, and it comes with quite a few tags. So I bought my starter kit, and I think I've done already 3 or 4 quilts with my kit, and I've not used it all up yet. I could probably still do a couple more without having to buy the replacements. So if you sort of calculate how many quilts do you get through 1 can of basting spray, for example, then that's the kind of price comparison I'm talking about. And they also leave much smaller holes in your fabric than any safety pins I've ever used. Cons are, of course, cost more than using traditional safety pins, because safety pins are reusable and these are not, which leads into the next con, which is that they're made of plastic, and so you do throw them out. Although they're tiny, it is plastic in the waste stream. And the last one is they can be a little bit fiddly to get them out. Usually I can get it out pretty well, but there's a few times where I'm kind of cursing and and picking with the tweezers. The tweezers do help though, but that's can be a con. I hope you like this video. I'd love it if you would leave me a comment with your favorite basting technique, so that if I haven't tried it, I can try it next. If you do like videos like this, then please do subscribe, like, and let me know what you think in the comments. And thanks so much for spending time with me. Bye.